In step 4, your objective is similar to step 1, to light the LED by pressing push button 1. This time, however, the LED is not directly activated by the push button, but by the relay instead. If you listen carefully, you can hear two different activation sounds. The first is the relay, and the second is the push button. Before we begin, let's take a moment to cover the new parts that we will use in this step. This is the relay switch. This type of switch is electronically activated by a signal instead of physically activated by pressing it. Relays can have multiple sets of switches internally. This one has two. This is how the relay looks when drawn in a diagram. It consists of two main parts: the coil, which activates the relay, and the switch sets, which act similar to push buttons. To activate the relay, we use a push button connected to the relay's coil. It is important to note that the switch sets of the relay do not use normal names such as normally open, normally closed, and common for the terminals, but use pin numbers instead. This is explained in the textbook for this course. Also, each part of the relay is named with the relay's number. In this case, RY1, standing for Relay 1. Open your workbook to Activity 4.1. For this step, these are the symbols you will use. Take care when numbering the relay terminals. Pause the video now and begin. The diagram in Activity 4.1 is similar to Activity 1.1 from the first step, but with the addition of the relay. Here you can see the completed diagram. By connecting the push button to the relay coil, we create the basic on circuit. When activated, the relay will switch to connect the common and normally open contacts internally. In this case, pins 4 and 8. Since we have connected the LED to the relay, the push button now controls the LED through the relay as opposed to directly controlling it. Open your workbook to Activity 4.2. For this step, you will use the diagram in Activity 4.1 to help you draw the wiring diagram for Activity 4.2. Pause the video now and begin. Activity 4.2 is a little more challenging with the introduction of the relay. Remember that the coil of the relay controls the switching of the relay's internal components. By connecting push button 1 to the relay's coil, we control the flow of power to the relay, and in turn, control the flow of power to the LED. For Activity 4.3, you will use your previous diagrams from Activity 4.1 and 4.2 to physically wire the circuit board. Pause the video now and begin. How did you do? This is how the board should look when wired. Power will flow from the power source to push button 1 and pin 4 of the relay. When push button 1 is pressed, power is allowed to flow to the coil of the relay, activating and switching the relay's internal components. When that happens, power is then allowed to flow between pins 4 and 8 in the relay, activating the LED. Congratulations! You have just completed Step 4.